The Volcanic Nature of Sicilian Food and Wine, William Hovey Smith, 2019. I'm the principal of the project Father of The Grooms, which is going to be a book, screenplay, and hopefully a movie concerning Sicily. I'm also the author of Backyard Deer Hunting and a number of other outdoor books, and, as you might suppose from the photo, a wild game cook, so I am interested in foods. Now, when I went to Sicily to do research for my novel, I wanted to check out the local color, of course, and this included cheese making, because I intend to incorporate a bit of this in my plot. And here are some Sicilian cheeses, and we'll take a look inside a shop, and you can see more of them.
Two. He was on my table, that was number 3.
Okay.
3
That's it.
Now, what the guide is saying is that these goats are very particular and peculiar to the island, and they make a cheese from the milk. And so we're going to have our heroes, our 2 guys who are to be married, somewhat against their will, to actually participate in a cheese making. And these goats are at Argentum. And here is a statue which is collapsed. And here's another picture of the goats. Now, at and near Argentum, we wandered through several villages. And here we found a guy who actually is making pasta as a pasta demonstration for a cooking class. We did visit a wine at Masala, and here's what the winery looks like. And we were shown around by a nice looking young lady, and here the wine is being aged in barrels and casks. This wine is aged up to 12 years. And here is the name of the establishment that we were in Marsala. And here is a table which shows you the degree of cost of the wines and what they do. And we went to a fish market. And
How many kilos?
150.
And what you see here are skates and sardines, both of which are eagerly consumed.
Oh, some amazing bell peppers there.
Yeah. We call those capsicums.
Well, those are the largest bell peppers.
In one of the museums, we saw a typical Sicilian family of the day. Now, we did visit a Roman villa. And here is a boar hunting scene. This villa has magnificent floors, and it illustrated the various things that were actually hunted. This is a European bear. In one of the medallions, it's closer to you, our host, and a stag hunt with nets, and here a boar hunt with spears, something I have actually done. So they did it way back when, and here they're pursuing the European hares with dogs and spears.
Fruit of the sea. Now this time fried. We have a sort of flat bread with our olive oil. And those are sardines you see on top, calamari, a salad. We have some vinegar and oil about nearby. So this looks like it's going to be a fine meal. No. We have two kinds of fish actually. Anchovies, I believe. And we're finishing off with an amare and some music. And one of my favorites, of course, is nutty ice creams, and especially pistachio. So here I am with a bowl.
They grow citrus on the island, including lemons and oranges, including a blood orange. It seems that many things related to Sicily have to do with blood and death. And they have some very ancient olive trees, such as this one at Argento. This tree is very old indeed. What the wood looks like on such a tree is this. And I'm going to use this to handle a special knife we'll build in connection with the movie. These are almonds. I've not seen them before, but here they are. And we also visited a bee establishment where they make honey.
Candle you can make by the wicks, We have here this pre-tasting of product of honey in this side. But we start on the other side and I show you what we have also, what we have reversed. Follow me?
So we actually tasted some of the honey, and this is an old mechanical separator they had outside. This is one of the buildings that was used during The Godfathers. This bar was shown, and there was a scene in this bar, as well as you have a picture of a cameraman standing out there. This is an old mill, a hand mill for grinding grain in the house. So this was used, a bread-making pan, I would assume. And we have some other implementaria related to cheese making.
Twisted horn goat.
Now this is sort of cheese making at home with pots and sieves and racks and collars and material used to age and stack cheese. Now some of this is in miniature, of course. And this was in one of the local museums. Here are some photos of the process as they go through the boiling and separation of the cheese. At this place, we actually had a pizza. And this is what an Italian pizza looks like. Not much compared to American pizzas, but this one was the best one I had. We went to this bench, which overlooks the sea, as you can see. And we're going to have a road race down that road. This is down from where the church is, where the marriage took place in the first Godfather movie. And you can imagine a chase down this road. And here's another view, and there's a Greek amphitheater up there at the very crest. These are old stacks from volcanic eruptions. And what I'm talking about here is prickly pear. The Spanish imported it from the New World as a source of vitamin C, and it's proliferated all over the place. The Sicilians like their little cars. This is a Fiat. And here's one that's decorated in the manner of the old Sicilian carts. And I think we're going to have to use one of these things in that road chase. This is what one of the original carts looks like. So you can see the inspiration from which this other car was painted. Now, when you get around fooling with the Mount Etna, you take your chances. This is what Etna looks like in this most recent eruption. Etna is active. It is the biggest volcano in Europe. And here it is at Catania, actually near surrounding the city. It was fended off by the city walls. Placido, our guide, gave us a Sicilian cookbook printed in English. And from it, I cooked sweet and sour alberghini. This is an eggplant dish, although there are a whole variety of eggplants that might be used. It was served cold as a fast food in a truck stop, but I decided to serve it hot and add some deer meat. And I have this recipe up on Facebook, so you can find it there. Now, the volcanic soils of Sicily, when supplied with sufficient water, are very fertile. And so the island historically produced things for the Roman Empire. And not only that, but the soils give the wines and grapes, etc., a good, unusual taste. Now, the lava flows from Etna from time to time actually swallow whole villages. This is geologically a very active island, and almost every town has had earthquakes and tidal waves, and etc. For more information on my Father of the Grooms book, screenplay, and movie projects, you can go to fatherofthegrooms.com. Now, for $20 to my Kickstarter project, which is ongoing right now, you can actually join me, and you'll get the book when it's finished. In the meantime, eat well, drink well, and have fun. Goodbye and God bless. See you in the movies.